Welcome to our podcast. This is point A to B.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
our producer is also called Cosmos B.
Oh yeah.
We need to plug him kidogo.
So point A to B.
Yay!
So today we are going to discuss.
You haven't told people your name?
Oh, my name is Fred Mbogo.
Okay.
Okay. I had a ratba of things to do.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, my name is Fred Mbogo, and
I'm Joan Rees Pakirago.
so what we want to do today is actually discuss two novelists who happen, is it by accident or anything? They are female. Oh, you feeling
Why
disturbed?
why are you saying like it's a phenomenon to be female?
Okay, well, you could be male. I mean, it's either you're male or female.
Uh-huh.
You just happen to be. Oh, ni
So
mtoto
the next time
msichana
when we
ama
are-
ni mvulana?
The next time when we're discussing books by male authors,
Yes.
I'll also introduce it like that and I'll be like, we're discussing
Okay.
authors who happen to be men.
Yeah. I mean, you see, it's like you can be an author and we don't know if you're male or female. I think we're going to dig into that to find out whether male writers or female writers write like how, especially in terms of character. You have a thing to say about that, isn't it?
I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she is trying to say that women writers, when they write and they have female characters, they tend to have better female characters than men writers can ever hope to have.
Men characters cannot write female characters, female persona for shit. Can I cuss in this podcast?
Yeah.
I feel like I can cuss.
You can.
Because what men
The
do
youth.
is they,
Oh, sorry.
ouch.
Yeah.
But what men tend to do is they write a clean version of women, or women who can be boxed, simplistic women. When women write women personas, they're able to write them in such a beautiful, nuanced, layered way, such that hautapata, they're heavily relying on stereotypes. And to that extent, I'm gonna hold up.
But I was going to say there are men who write women characters very well.
Come on,
I mean,
Daddy.
I'm talking about Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Juliet, or Lady Macbeth in Macbeth, or Ngugi wa Thiong'o. There's a character called Wanja in one of his interesting novels, Petals of Blood, and so on. And they seem to have a way. Some of the characters in Meja Mwangi, who are novelists, who are female. Yeah, they look, Anyway, besides the point. So we have these two female characters. One,
Female writers.
female writers. Listen, this podcast is actually about Kenyan art, Kenyan novels, Kenyan fashion, Kenyan music, Kenyan
I beg to differ.
theater.
This
But
podcast-
today,
This podcast speculates on art, but we deal it closer home in Kenya.
okay,
Sometimes we can explore other regions
okay.
because wataka kuniambia tukipata kitu kali ya Russia. Okay, not Russia. Acha niseme
Not Russia, okay.
not Russia.
Yeah, why not Russia?
Let's go with a less controversial country.
Okay, Japan.
No.
Okay, India.
Okay, yeah.
India.
Wataka kuniambia hatuwezi discuss Bollywood.
Oh yeah, we can ding ding. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do not box us in, wewe.
Sawa.
See,
So,
this is what men do. They just want to box you in.
okay, let me box you in with a Kenyan author. Let me stick to my Kenyanness, what I know. So we are going to discuss Empress Ciku, Kimani Mwaniki. There's a hyphen there. But Empress Ciku. She's written this novel. It's called Nairobbery Cocktail. And we are also discussing?
Dream Count by Chimamanda Adichie. Ngozi Adichie, the woman who needs no introduction. I really, really do like her. I am biased. That one I've already said. So that informs you. In terms of this podcast, you're not going to be telling you the truth. I'm only just going to be spreading my bias.
You know the way
and
you're
propaganda.
saying it? It's like Empress Ciku is competing with Chimamanda.
No, it's not a competition. It's art. My gosh.
Yeah, okay. So it's not like one is better than the other or one is less better than the other.
No.
By the way, Empress Ciku, by the way, is also a columnist with the Nairobbean. So if you read your Nairobbean, she writes a column there, which she captures sounds and smells and movements and the environment of rural some rural feel, like in Limuru, you know.
Oh, that's so cool because
with matope na mvua na sangine jua sasa kwa mfano ya January. Yeah.
But that's interesting kwa sababu you'd expect okay, personally kama Nispa, I expect the Nairobian to be about salacious gossip or about Nairobi. I didn't think it goes to Nairobi and its environs to capture Ushago living here.
No. The Nairobian newspaper, that one.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I mean,
because of the way they had the titles on the first page are very salacious.
Yes.
Sasa naonanga ni kama it's written for people within Nairobi and who are very fast paced and very. So ukiniambia she's writing a column that's about rural, outskirts of Nairobi.
Yeah.
I'm like, in Nairobian, I'll expect it on a different platform.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But you know, one of the interesting things about Nairobi, okay, you'll find even in Nairobian, is that Nairobi is the city. But lots of other people who live in Nairobi have another life out there, you know.
Yeah.
They either have a wife, or they have a parent, or they have whatever they have. They have things happening outside there. They have, you know, relatives and so on. So there's a life. Anyway, in talking about Nairobbery by Empress Ciku, this is a very interesting novel. I liked it when I read it. I liked it because, first of all, it gives you a Nairobi that, it gives you a Nairobi, let's say that. A Nairobi with its dirt, with its muck, with its corruption, with its violence. But then also a complicated Nairobi with its people. Like, by people, I mean people you can empathize with, people you can smile with, people you can sometimes even talk about, meet in the streets, you know? So I sort of feel like her Nairobi is not the Nairobi that you have been trying to tell me film is trying to do. Like,
no, I think that, okay, so speculation around the book was first, of course, the title Nairobbery already alludes to a Grinch Nairobi that's full of crime. And so then it looks at, there's a film called Nairobbery by Jennifer Gatero, but I haven't watched it, so I can't speculate on that well, but already from the title, I can already almost think about what it's about. And then now we go to the most known film, Nairobi Half-Life, which is guns and crime. A lot of shows, even on Showmax, are guns and crime. So it feels like a lot of the art that's coming to talk about Nairobi, Nairobi is now, if Nairobi is going to be played as a character, can it also have nuance and layers to it? So that it's not just this Nairobi, what Major Monkey did with downtown River Road.
Going down River Road.
Yeah, going down River Road.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, but Going Down River Road, by the way, is a nice novel.
It is a nice novel.
It's about life.
It is about life.
It's about, you know, coming to the city to make a living. And then, anyway, can I change that topic and say one of my best songs, one of the songs I consider very nice to myself, it's called Nairobi.
Juliana Kupea.
Yeah. I mean, is that Nairobi which you can find here?
It's actually one of the Nairobis that you find here because there is a brothel in this book.
Oh yeah. Well, but that song is really not about.
I mean, it's not about the brothel, but it's also about whoever is giving you. You're all sharing from the same platter.
Yeah, hey, you have a sense of humor. Goja, I mean, should be a stand-up comedian. I mean, I've been hoping to do that. But anyway, yeah, just let's go on. So this is that Nairobi. It has a character called Kanja, who is, you might call, kingpin. He conducts or he supervises. Yeah? He has what you might call a network of people who work for him. This is the murky world of, you know, you can hire someone to shoot something. You can hire someone to move some goods from A to B.
See what you did there.
You can, you know, and these people make money in this dark world. And sometimes they work with police. So it's a complicated novel in that sense. But then there's another side of the novel which talks about some woman. She's called Queen. And she runs a brothel. And I'm trying to clean a brothel by giving it life. Because in the end, when we come to reading the novel and the things that happen in the brothel, we actually come to some conclusions that a brothel is not just a brothel. There are people who work there. They believe that they can work and save and do other things. That is,
they
start
have ambition,
shops.
they have aspiration,
Uh-huh.
they have agency.
And I think that's what you were talking about. That
Yeah.
when a female character writes about women, it's not just a woishe story.
It's not a wishy story.
Yeah.
The house help
Ati
is not just the house
amechapwa.
help. I'm not helpless. I'm not a victim. I'm not just looking at my situation and thinking,
Uh-huh.
gosh, now what will I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me, I like that. I like that. Yes.
Actually like, of course, away from the away from the conversation around like the portrayal of Nairobi, which I do think is a call to artists, not necessarily a critique of the book, but a call to artists to sort of find what a different version of Nairobi might be, and just people will find love in this city.
You know,
people find. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So it's a call to artists, not all of them to do the same thing,
Yeah.
but to try and find different variations and degrees of Nairobi. But I was gonna say one of the highlights for sure when it comes to Nairobbery is the characterization. The characters are very, very nice and complex. I think that the themes are also very on point. Lakini nikianza kuongea themes unaniangalia ni kama nimelini into academia sana.
Okay.
Ongea muktadha wa hii
You
dodo.
see, that's a problem.
Yeah.
The problem is, I hate when people talk about themes. Why can't you just write a nice story?
Because we grew up in the 844 system. Okay, I grew up, sijui watu wa CBC wanafanya nini. But, well, by the way, he was one of my, niambia watu.
Anapana, wachana.
Oh,
Hiyo
okay.
itakuleta uzee sasa.
Sasa. But I was taught literature in a place where I had to talk about muktadha, wadondo, what are the themes. A poem's line could not simply be a poem's line.
And that's what bores me about literature.
So,
it makes you, literature the way it's taught,
Yeah.
to think about themes, to think about styles. And then you forget the main thing. First of all, it's just a story. So for example, this podcast should not be that boring.
Yeah.
Like, oh, ah.
No, lakini nikuulize Mbongo, watu wakikutana kwa book club, what are they discussing?
They should have moments of looking at a character and saying, huyo mtu ni kama ule wochi tulipata pale downstairs. Unaona vile anafungua gate.
Yeah.
Ati anatusmailia sa ile amewatim. You know, I mean, it should be about life. That's what it should be about.
Invite us to your book clubs. Let us just have...
Invite us to your book clubs.
Yes.
But you...
Invite me to your book clubs. Leave this man alone.
Na wewe msema book club inakuanga na many beautiful ladies. Unataka mimi nikuwe shy mahali. Nimekuwa hapo.
I have this theory whereby I believe that more women read and promote reading culture. So women make even book clubs sexy because they'll carry like a glass of wine and they'll be discussing a book. Unlike men who only meet for boring things like sports. I don't know.
Okay, listen. I mean, you know, Arsenal. Okay, let's shut up.
Let's not go to football, please. But we can go to Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and talk about Dream Count, which is the, again, portrayal of 4 women with agency. Ulini correct me, agency si agency. Ni agency.
Sasa usiseme nilikucorrect.
Okay, sasa suniambie.
Tuliongea about it.
Tuliongea ni agency ama ni agency?
Agency, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
He guesses. He's a doctor, so I have to refer to him kidogo. But
I'm a dentist. Endelea.
He's a dentist.
Endelea. Yeah.
No, this book has 4 strong women, and it's a book about, you know, just I guess friendship, women's friendship. It's a book about identity. It's a book about also the placement of women in different places. So kuna mwenye ana live in the US, kuna mwenye anakani kama make it in life, she's a lawyer. Kuna mwenye in societal terms hakaini kama anafanya fiti because she's a house help. And the 4th one, I forget, what's she about? The friend?
There is a friend. And the friend of who?
The Chiamaka.
Yeah. She, the friend of Chiamaka. Which one? Omolegor.
Yeah.
Omelogor.
Yeah.
This is a person who was working in the banking world.
Yeah.
And she works in this bank and she discovers the corruption in the bank and the way things are going. And okay, she's watching, she's observing, she rises through the ranks. She sees what's going on. And she decides, what can I do? And so she decides, okay, kama niko ndani ya corruption, tuendelee. So she will take the corrupt money and then she goes to villages and shares with women.
She's like modern day Robin Hood.
Okay, yeah, modern day Robin Hood, yeah. And so she does this for a number of years, and then one day I think she wakes up and says, okay, this is what I'm imagining. She wakes up and thinks, nimechoka na hii kazi. I'm very tired, and therefore I'm going to school. But what's she going to school to do? A master's degree. So she's trying to tell her boss that I want to go and do a master's degree. And the boss is thinking, oh, an MBA or something financial. No, she's going to study pornography. Ha! and I think Chimamanda is using her. Now that we talked about this.
You're speculating, Chimamanda.
Yeah. She's Chimamanda, the writer. That's what they say in those literature classes. Is using her to do her own bidding, which is feminism. But then it's a feminism that's nice, the kind of feminism that men might like. We like
the feminism that men might like.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, we
But
want...
the feminism in Shiko's book here, The Brothel, do you also like it?
Oh, but then
With Naliaka's character.
This is a very matter-of-factly feminism.
Yeah. Oh.
There's
so you don't like it?
No,
oh.
It works.
Okay.
This is like, it's a feminism that recognizes that there are men in society who can let you down. But that not all men are dogs. Ha, that line. I mean, in the sense that people are people. I like that. That, yes, they are men, but they can let you down, they can be good men. And so Kanja will get some nice lady coming, becoming, his
love interest.
His love interest. Even though I think I find it interesting that he can't actually... I mean, the writer was a little harsh. He made Kanja a very rich man who can't have sex for a long time in the novel. The only time he has it, I feel for him. I mean, you can be so rich and you never have sex. I mean, why are you rich and you can't have sex? I mean, I felt like the writer...
I feel like men really attach too much value to their money, such that now, Mbogo's statement that why are you rich without sex? Come on. Would it be any better if you were poor and had sex?
I mean, sex is a basic thing.
I know it's a basic
You have a lot of uko na pesa lakini huwezi kula.
Hebu tuongelee vitabu tafadhali.
No,
it's in the book. Lakini I swear.
I found it so interesting. And then eventually, when he has it, oh gosh, this is like the way those termites, the one that has sex with the queen, and that one can die now. Oh, I've had sex with the queen.
That's a primantis, actually.
No, oh yeah, whatever those lives.
Yeah. Like
but I'm trying to say that this is a kind of feminism that makes you think about life. There's another character here called Kerubo, by the way. I found that what you were talking about, a multi-layered, complicated, not a simple woman.
My point is validated.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
whatever. I know, yeah. So I like that for that sort of thing, for that sort of approach.
Yeah. I think it's funny because when it comes to this particular book, it is about women, it is about feminism, but some of the critique, especially with the online community, was Chimamanda has lost kidogo. I don't know what more they wanted, but this book was compared highly with Africana in some of the conversations. Americana. Why, my Lord Jesus?
Americana. You talk quite fast, by the way. Okay, sorry.
Speaking slower from Bogo and our older audiences of his age.
Our producer.
No, our producer hears me.
Oh, he's a young guy, yeah.
He's younger. You're the oldest person on
yeah.
Lakini, when in comparison to that, I felt like it was a bit of harsh. Kwa sababu ukiangalia, I feel like people try to box Chimamanda or put her on a pedestal, not even box her, put her on such a high pedestal, such that kuna vitu wanataka akuje shouting, especially now, maybe if you've engaged with her content online and you've seen the clips where they've just cut out that part of the speech where she's talking about why tell them. Alafu now it comes to this book and you're just like, you are expecting page after page, it's just let's rebel against the patriarchy, down with the patriarchy, down with the patriarchy. But I don't know whether those are the kind of feelings that people wanted. I don't know.
Okay, do you think because she wrote Americana it was published around 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Okay, so therefore, people are thinking, if you're a writer and we've given you 10 years to come up with a book, it should not be that.
But it's...
Like, I mean, we've given you 10 years. Na hii ndio unaleta.
Tumekupatia 10 years.
Yeah, tumekupatia 10 years.
Mlimpatia physically.
I mean, si tumekaa tu tunangoja.
Alafu kwanza hati kwa radio publishers wakamfanya kitu tricky. Best selling author. Best selling author of Americana.
They should have written 10 years ago.
They shouldn't have written. But yani inasema kuna vitabu zingine zenye zinajulikana.
Okay,
zenye ziko na pia.
But I'm thinking what people are thinking is that I don't think they may not necessarily be talking about that 10 years period, whatever. They could be. But I don't know. I have not read those critics, but I suspect so. But what I think is interesting is they're thinking about Chimamanda in terms of the first Chimamanda we saw, Half a Yellow Sun. It looked like, wow, she's committed to this historical big history, this big Afra history. So if she's committed to that big history, and then she comes to Purple Hibiscus, another, something staunch and whatever, and then she oozes into this Americana, which is, okay, we can forgive. No, listen, it's Americana, and it's more like a, you might say, personal. It doesn't have this big Nigerian thing or big African thing. It has this thing about an individual trying to live in America.
Maybe even what they liked about Americana was the fact that...
an individual with Nigerian descent.
Maybe even what they liked was the fact that there was hardship in that. It wasn't selling an American dream.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So
when it comes to this one?
So she's coming out from that arc. So I'm thinking in my mind that people might forgive her for Americana. And now they've given her 10 years to come back to a big topic like, what's that? Half a Yellow Sun or whatever. And then she doesn't come back. She goes, in fact, further in towards Americana-ness.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So is that a disappointment?
I don't know whether it's a
disappointment.
People being cheap? I think people are being harsh. I don't know whether it's cheap, but there's definitely that element. Kwa sababu, in a film ni kama, they are taking her too seriously and she just wants to live life.
She just wants to tell a story.
You just want to tell a story. You're an artist.
Yeah.
Sasa imagine Mbogo tukianza kukwambia the kind of plays that we want you to write.
It's going to sex. Yeah.
Your next play should have sex.
So me, I'm thinking that Chimamanda, by the way, I mean, this book, I think you should do this when you're reading a book. Now I'm telling you, like from authority. When you come to a book,
my gosh.
Step one, open it. No, just read it on its own. I suspect you can.
I think it's very hard to separate.
Can you read a book on its own merits? This is a book. I want to read it without thinking about the history of the writer.
I think it's very hard to separate the art from the artist, such that, for example, if I am going to a Burna Boy show, I'll want to listen to Afrobeats. I'm not anticipating for Burna Boy to start performing, I don't know.
Ed Sheeran.
I'm a
Michael
piano.
Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a piano.
I just think, so for example, one of my favorite authors when I was growing up was Barbara Kimenyi and the Moses series book. I think because of how eager I used to look forward to the next book in the series.
Yeah.
Unilete sasa now, and Barbara, by
Moses
was a
and the snake. Moses and the
that I was invested in that school. Ungefikiria it's a fictional school.
Ulipenda kitabu ya wazungu. Anyway,
I know she was a mzungu, but it never felt very white.
Okay, yeah.
Alafu, okay. Basi, to merit my point.
Alikuwa anaitwa Kimenyi.
To merit my point, basi. Benar Mtobwa akianza kuandika vitabu zenye si Dar es Salaam usiku unajisikia kuwa tena. I think I will
Dar es Salaam by night.
So I know them by their Kiswahili.
Oh yeah, ni sawa. That's it.
But ile siku ataanza kuandika vitabu, alafu ako in, I don't know, Russia. I will feel ni kama this is not the same Ben Mtobwa that I am used to.
Are you saying that, is it possible that, okay, to compare Chimamanda with our Shiko, by the way, you might say that in Chimamanda's case, because now she's beginning to write about this other world. I mean, beyond Africa. What do you call that?
Abroad?
Abroad, yeah. There's another word they use.
Diaspora?
Yeah, diasporic word, diaspora. Ah. So, if she's writing about that diasporic world, and that you're reading her from Kenya, are you feeling betrayed that someone who was committed to the continent is beginning to make us talk to other people we don't want to talk to? Do you feel like that? Do you feel like she's pushing it? Come on.
Mimi niko na bias. I already said I like Chimamanda. So
Yeah.
nothing she does can be wrong. Because she's still writing as a black women persona.
But you know
so if she started writing now in a white woman persona,
Yeah.
sasa hapo nipo nitakuwa tu zile za sasa hata wewe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But look at her. Yeah. She's writing about characters who are, you know, Chika, Zikora, Omolegor. These are characters who have a lot of money. I mean, one is born into money.
There's a house help though.
Another one is a very successful lawyer.
Yeah.
Another one can
do the bank thing.
Can stop a job.
Yeah.
Even if it's a corruption job in Abuja, in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And go and start a master's degree in the USA.
Yeah.
On pornography.
Yeah.
Unaona? So inakani kama watu wanafanya hobbies. Sawa. Now, the last one is a Woishe story. But then, do you know that story? It's related to the one of a hotel worker who was accosted by a person, a Frenchman, a white Frenchman, who wanted to be president of France. That's a story that took place some years ago. Yeah, early 20-somethings. Someone who should have been running for the presidency. Na story yake kaisha, ikapotelea.
Okay.
So in this particular one, there's a replay of that story. So there's a woisheness in that last character. Almost like, are people complaining about some sense of stereotype? Like Mwafrika, hawezi toka hardship akuje America, atoboe, atakuwa tu kwa hizi lowly jobs, alafu atapata mzungu mwenye atamtesa, alafu ataingia jela, ama life yake ita change.
I mean, I haven't thought about it in that particular angle.
Yeah.
Lakini kitu yenye naweza jaribu kusema ni
Yeah.
when it comes to where she is as a writer, I think her current environment influences what we are currently seeing. So haezi, okay, sisemi ati ataongelea mashida, but haezi anza kuongea kuhusu now the loneliness, or if she spoke about, you know, when a rich person tries to talk about Kibera, for example, which is something that by the way I'm very curious about, Nairobbery, or people who write books like those or films like those, the research process of writing such characters, because it's not your reality, it's not your immediate reality.
But I feel like this Empress, okay, I'm not going to say unlike, but I feel like Empress seems to have understood her Nairobi.
Oh, I like the characterization.
I think, well, now that she writes for the Nairobbean, it's like she stepped into a role of knowing Nairobi.
And the people in it.
Yeah. Or, okay, can we play with the idea? Or do you think maybe that that Nairobi is so easy to know? Do you know?
No, Nairobi is so difficult to know. Kama mtu mwenye ametoka ushago alafu nikakuza Nairobi majuzi, I still find Nairobi very confusing.
But I find that she writes about Nairobi in such a non-difficult way. In such a way that I see the Nairobi she presents without feeling like she's...
You have to suspend your disbelief.
Yeah. But I can take, by the way, I can take that critique you're giving about the book also, the novel also, having having lost maybe that middle part where there are quiet places, you know, like can I give estates such as Nairobi West? Okay.
Nairobi West is quiet.
It's okay, not necessarily quiet, but or South C, or South B. Okay, there's a middle class, and there can be a struggle. There are slums nearby, but there are people living anyway. Or there's some estates in places like towards Dagoretti, or let's say Langata. Unaona? There's some it's you had stories about where Nani used to live a long time ago. Jirongo. You had he lived in Langata, a quiet suburb. That's what they wrote about in the newspaper. But I don't know if you can get a story about a quiet suburb in Nairobi, and then that quiet suburb suddenly has drama. So you might think about that as a critical idea about it. Do you want nimeanza kuifanya ikue class.
Before we make it a class, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to your comments. Tell us your thoughts about these 2 books if you've read them.
Yeah.
And I said I want you to invite me to your book clubs. Bogo, I'm not sure whether you want to be invited to the
I don't know if we can do any justice to any book when we read it. So basically, come on, just read and have fun.
Read and have fun, guys. Till the next episode. Bye-bye.